Hello students, welcome to Trunkie Academy. And today again we have here for a new topic, another topic. Okay. Uh, in the previous class, in the last class we studied about the uh, different groups of plants. Okay, and then we studied about the classification of different groups of animals, and we studied about uh, different characteristic features and some examples of the different animal groups. Okay, but that was about the invertebrates or non-chordates. Okay, so today we will study about the phylum Chordata and the division of the phylum Chordata and the different groups that belongs to phylum Chordata. Okay, so today we will study about the phylum Chordata. Okay, So characteristic features are here. So number one is this. First we'll start with, now before I will start, I'll tell you that in the last class we were discussing from this diversity, okay, in living organisms, the chapter that you have in your syllabus, okay. We are referring or studying about the diverse group of living organisms and how they are classified, okay. So according to the syllabus we have to study about the different features and some examples, okay. So when we studied about the different groups of plants, we studied about the how the plants are classified and the important distinguishing features and some examples. Now in case of animals also, we know that there are two main broad division in case of the animal kingdom, and that is the non-chordates and chordates, okay. Non-chordates we have already studied in the last class, and today we'll study about the phylum Chordata, that means all the chordates animals and their division or how are they classified in different groups. So first we will start with the characteristic features of phylum Chordata, the general features, okay. So phylum Chordata, they are bilaterally symmetrical. They are bilaterally symmetrical. In case of some non-chordates, we saw that they are radially symmetrical, but in case of this phylum Chordata, animals are bilaterally symmetrical. Symmetrical. And triploblastic, all right. Triploblastic. Number one point. That means in case of invertebrates or non-chordates, we saw that some animals like echinoderms are radially symmetrical. Okay, but in case of this phylum Chordata, all the animal groups, okay, they are bilaterally symmetrical, and you know very well I have explained this bilateral symmetry, that when animal's body is cut from one plane passing to the central axis, and it can be cut only through one axis to divide the animal's body into two equal and identical halves, then it is called bilaterally symmetrical, okay. So chordata, that means they are phylum Chordata, they are bilaterally symmetrical and triploblastic. And triploblastic, I have already explained that it has three embryonic germ layers during the formation of embryo, and from that three germ layers, ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm, the different body parts or different organs are developed, and this is called triploblastic. There are some organisms, lower animals which are diploblastic. That means they are formed of only two germ layers, that is ectoderm and endoderm. Okay. Now number two characteristic feature is they have characteristic notochord. They have characteristic notochord. Notochord, okay, dorsal nerve cord, okay, pharyngeal gill slits. Pharyngeal slits. Okay. These are the characteristic feature of the phylum Chordata. Notochord is one of the most important characteristic feature, because this, due to the name of this from notochord only, the phylum name has been kept, that is the Chordata. So notochord is a kind of structure which later on develops into vertebral column in vertebrates. Okay, so and dorsal nerve cord, that is on the dorsal side, nerve cord, and pharyngeal gill slits. Okay, in embryonic stage, some gill slits are observed, and even in some lower chordates, it is present in the adult stage also. Okay, now also they have post-anal tail. They have post-anal tail. Okay. That means they have a tail. Though some members of the chordates they do not possess tail, but the last, the on the actually at the last vertebra, there is one vertebra or the bone from which the tails develop. That is the coccyx is present. Okay, so during the course of evolution, the tail is not present in some members of the chordate like human beings. Okay, but most of the chordates they do have this post-anal tail. Okay? Nervous system is dorsal, single, and hollow. Nervous system is dorsal, hollow, and single. Okay, that means we know that there is a brain. Okay, and within the brain we have got the we have got one skull, and then within that skull is the brain, and from the base of the brain spinal cord starts. It runs through the lumen of the vertebrates. Okay, I mean the vertebrae, lumens of vertebrae, and this is present at the dorsal side. Okay, and it's single, it's not in part. There are some components, but it's continuously forming one single nervous system. The heart is ventral, and heart is on the ventral side. Heart is ventral with a closed circulatory system. With closed. Okay. Unlike some of the animals, like we have studied in arthropods, final arthropoda, the circulatory system is open. Blood is not flowing through our proper blood vessels. Okay, and it is open. But in case of this phylum chordata, it is closed, and there are well-defined blood vessels in phylum chordates, and blood is flowing. Closed circulatory system. Habitat of these animals are widespread. Okay, that means so many diverse variety of habitat are observed in case of phylum chordata. Some members are living in water, completely aquatic mode of life. Many are living on land, terrestrial mode of life. Some are adapted for aerial mode of life, flying. Okay, and some are adapted for desert. Okay, desert dry condition. Some are adapted in cold climate or in the glaciers. So there are so many different variety of habitats found where these animals can be found. The members of the chordata are found. So these are the characteristic features of the phylum chordata. Now one important point, as you are in class 9, and since according to the syllabus, okay, you must know the division of the phylum, this chordata, so that there should not be any confusion. Because we know that phylum chordata are the higher group of animals as compared to non-chordates. Okay, so here we find that there are some division in phylum chordata also. Okay, in case of phylum chordata, we know that there are two subphylum vertebrata and subphylum protochordata. Okay, so first we'll start with the subphylum protochordata. subphylum Protoporita. Okay, so that means, so chordata, I'll write it here. Chordates are even chordata. Now this is the phylum, and subphylum is divided like this. Protoporita, Protoporita, and then vertebrata. So these are. Now in case of this Protoporita, which are marine animals, this Protoporita marine animal placed within the phylum Protoporita, these animals are bilaterally symmetrical. So these are the marine animals. Marine animals. Okay. And this has not much divisions. Okay, but in vertebrate there are so many different classes. So we will study about that. And this is actually the subphylum. So this is talking about the subphylum. Okay, subphylum Protoporita and vertebrata. So marine animals. Okay, and placed within different, and they are bilaterally symmetrical. Bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, coelomeres, like they like segments, and like segments. Okay. Notochord is present. Is present. But not in all stages of life. Not in all stages of life. Stages of life. Okay. So this is the about the protochordates, and the example is the balanoglossus. Example is the balanoglossus. The most common example is the balanoglossus. Balanoglossus. Acorn, it's called also called acorn. This is the example. Now we will study about the vertebrata, subphylum vertebrata. So in case of the subphylum vertebrata, so there are so many divisions, so we will study about that. So this is important to remember and to understand and to make a concept clear, that the one which I'm going to draw the flow chart. Okay, so this is important to understand, and for your exam also, to have your clear understanding about the different groups of animals in chordates. Okay, because protochordates, they have no further division and they are very small group of animals. But in case of vertebrata, there are so many different groups of variety of animals, and there are different divisions. Okay, so that like birds, mammals, reptiles, apes, etc. And before that, before to divide into classes, there is the division, and that means Ignatha and Systemata. So that you will write, and this is important to remember. Okay, so vertebrates or vertebrata. We have got Agnatha. Agnatha means without jaw. Okay, jawless animals without jaw. The lower jaw, upper jaw is present. In Agnatha, they do not have jaw, so jawless or lack jaw. Jawless, jawless animal. Then there is another group is called Nethostomata, or animals with jaws. Okay, so it is Nethostomata. Nethostomata. Okay. Then we have got the class here under this. Okay, and the class, the different classes are, okay, the class. We are talking about the class, different class. Okay, classes are cyclostomata. Cyclostomata. That means it is a circular mouth, no jaws, but circular mouth is there. So that is it. One class is there, and there is cyclostomata. So in case of Agnatha, also we say in case of vertebrate, another side. Nethostomata, there are so many other divisions, and the reptile mammals comes under this Nethostomata only because that bears jaws. Here in case of Agnatha, jawless, and the group of animal is very small. Some animals only represent this kind of Agnatha group of animals, and one of the most the prominent group is the Cyclostomata, only group, or you can say, which has circular mouth, Cyclostomata, Petromyzon and all. Now, in case of Nethostomata, there is the division like superclass. Okay, not class directly, because there are so many other groups of animals. So we have to divide first into superclass. Superclass, and this is, so this superclass division like Pisces and Pisces. Then we have got the tetrapoda. Tetrapoda. Okay, here it means this. They are they bear fins. Okay, like in fishes, and they bear limbs, hands, legs, bear limbs. Okay. Now this is the class. Chondrichthyes, and Osteichthyes. That means cartilaginous fishes and bony fishes. Osteichthyes, and then it comes here is the different class, and this is the about five classes are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 classes are there, and these are the first one is the amphibia. Then we have got the reptilia. Then we have got the aves and mammals. Sorry, 5, not 5. Here is 4 classes. Okay. So that means we can see the vertebrata is divided. The subphylum vertebrata. There are two subphylum in chordata, that is protochordata and vertebrata. In case of vertebrata, there are two groups, okay, and that is the two division. You can say that is this is a division, okay. So not this is a division, and this is one division is called the Agnatha, jawless animals, and one is the Nethostomata that bears jaws. In case of Agnatha, there is only one group of animals called Cyclostomata, which has got circular mouth and no jaw is present. In case of the superclass Nithystomata, there are different divisions, or you can say subclass, called these what is this superclass are Pisces and Tetrapoda. Okay, under the division Nithystomata. Nithystomata is not the superclass; it is a division, and the superclass is the Pisces and Tetrapoda. Pisces means the aquatic animals, okay, like fishes, and these are divided into two classes called chondrichthyes and osteichthyes. And chondrichthyes means the cartilaginous fishes, cartilaginous cartilaginous fishes, okay, like shark, and here is the bony fishes. Osteichthyes means bony fishes. Okay, so there are two divisions in case of the Pisces, chondrichthyes and osteichthyes, that is the cartilaginous and bony fish. In case of Tetrapoda, which bears 1, 2, 3 and 4 limbs, means two hind limbs, two and the back limbs, the hind limbs, okay, and the four limbs, FORE, four limbs, front limbs, hands, two hands and two legs. Or in case of the mammals, they are walking with the help of the four limbs, like the other mammals like horse, elephant, tiger, dog, cat, etc. They have also got four limbs. So Tetrapoda. Even also we have got four limbs, but we have got bipedal mode of locomotion. Bipedal means with the help of the hind limbs we are walking. Okay, so that means Tetrapoda is divided into four class. That is the class Amphibia, class Reptilia, class Aves, and class Mammalia. So this is the overall picture, and you should remember this. Okay, this is the overall picture of the class subphylum Vertebrata. How the subphylum Vertebrata is divided. Okay. Now the important point about the this vertebrata is that we have to go through some general characteristic feature of the vertebrata. Okay, so vertebrata, general features, vertebrata. Okay. Number one is the very important one. They have a vertebral column. They have a vertebral column developed from notochord. Okay, developed from notochord. Okay, they have a dorsal nerve cord. These are also features of chordates, but the difference is that what is the difference between protochordates and the vertebrata is that there is no vertebral column in case of protochordates. In chordata, there is only the notochord, but is not developed into vertebral column. Okay, so here dorsal nerve cord. So this is common feature. Dorsal nerve cord is present. Okay, then paired gill pouches. Gill pouches or gill slits. Okay, this is if not present in adult stage, gill pouches. This is present in the embryonic stage, okay, of the vertebrates. So internal skeleton. Internal, this is also important point, internal skeleton muscles can attach at various points of the body, attach at various points of the body. Okay, so this means that we have got well developed skeleton in human body. Likewise, all the vertebrates, they have got vertebral column, cranium or brain box, okay, or skull, and there is a vertebral column, and the other skeletal structure is also there, like the bones of the limbs, okay, and this uh, skeleton is well attached with the skeletal muscles, okay. There are different the vertebrates are divided into not that I have told you, okay. So that I told you the different chondrichthyes, osteichthyes, fishes, amphibia, reptilia, and animals. Now another point that we'll here you will note down is that cold-blooded is also called cold-blooded and warm-blooded. Okay, warm-blooded. If you say cold-blooded, means it is the poikilotherm. Remember the term, okay? Poikilotherm, poikilothermus or poikilotherm. Okay. And in case of this, it's called homoiotherm. 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 Okay. That means cold-blooded means in case of the vertebrates, some animals, some group of animals like the amphibians, okay, all the not tetrapoda, not all tetrapoda, but in case of the amphibians, even fishes also, Pisces, amphibians and reptilia, these are cold-blooded. Means the temperature of the body decreases or increases depending on the temperature of the environment in which they are living. So they are not able to maintain a constant body temperature on their own, like we have observed, and it is observed in case of the mammalia and birds, okay, class Avis. So class Avis and class Mammalia, they have capability to maintain a constant body temperature, and they are not cold-blooded, they are warm-blooded, also called homeotherms. Okay, so this is the important feature in case of the point of difference with that in case of the tetrapoda, or we can say in case of the vertebrates. Some group of vertebrates, group of animals in vertebrates, they are cold-blooded and some are warm-blooded. Okay, so this is the point. Now another point is that the different groups. Okay, we'll see. Yes, one second. Now we see, and different now in case of tetrapod fishes, okay, fishes like we have in case of chondrichthyes, okay, so chondrichthyes, okay, these are the cartilaginous fish, and examples are shark, okay, and they have got skeleton is cartilaginous, okay. They have tail, which is not tail fin, okay. Tail is heterocircle, means the tail is like this. One is, for example, if one is small and one is the big tail in case of, okay, so this is unequal. In case of like this, it is both are equal, then it is called homocircle. So this is not found in case of the chondrichthyes, and this is the heterocircular tail is found. Then clasper is present, okay, and important features, other important features are that scales are dermal in origin, placoid scales. Scales, placoid, placoid scale. Scales, placoid, dermal in origin. Dermal means that is on the skin, dermal origin. Okay. In osteichthyes, 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 that is uh, all the bony fish, bony fish, skeleton bony, skeleton bony. Open. The one important point is that open gills, gills not covered by operculum, operculum, operculum. Okay, and another component is mouth is terminal. Mouth is terminal, like in shark. Okay, mouth is terminal. Sorry, mouth is ventral. Mouth is terminal in case of osteichthyes. So mouth is ventral, okay, not terminal. Okay, that means there is a kind of, if you see some animals which are contractiles, so, or fishes, or like in shark, you see, they have got they have got mouth like this. Okay, so they have this is ventral, not terminal. But in case of bony fish, you found that the mouth is terminal. It is present here. This part is the mouth. But in case of the animals or fishes, which is contractiles, they have the ventral mouth. Okay, near the anterior portion. Ventral. Okay, terminal. Then there is the ventral side. Okay, below. So there is the. So this is the important feature of the contractiles. Mouth is ventral, and their gills are not covered by operculum. Okay, open gills. Now, in case of just opposite to that, so tail is homocircle, homocircle. Okay, then tail is homocircle. After that, mouth terminal. Okay, then gills covered by operculum means over the we have seen and observed in the fishes there is a kind of covering on the gills that is slightly opening and closing while they are swimming. Okay, so that is called operculum. Gills covered by operculum. Okay, so these are the features of the osteichthyes and prawn. Now, in case of these amphibians, they are called they have got capability to live in water as well as on the land, so are called amphibians. Okay, glandular skin, amphibians, amphibians. Okay, here example I will write. Example is the rohu. Then we have got catla, etc. Okay. In case of amphibians, first tetrapod. They are the first tetrapod with the four limbs. Okay. Skin glandular. Okay. Respiration through okay, skin and lungs. Okay, in the larval stage, they have got some kind of dish-like structure, and that is present when they are present in the water. They are respiring in water, and when they are present on the land, they can aspire through the lungs. Okay, so the frogs, okay, and fruits, and there are some kind of other amphibians also, like tree frog, hyla, etc. In case of reptiles, skin is dry. Reptilia, dry skin, like this, dry skin, and first fully land vertebrate, land or terrestrial vertebrate. Okay, so for the first time in the evolution, this reptilia, lizards, snakes-like animal, they evolved completely on land and they adapted for terrestrial mode of life. Okay, so they have a dry skin and they have a well-developed system of respiration for land in the presence of lungs. In case of aves, they have four limb is modified into wings. Four limb is modified into wings. Okay. Class Avis. All the birds they belong to this. So four limbs modified, and they are adapted for flying. Modified into wings. Presence of feather on their body. This is important. Presence of feathers. Okay. Presence of beak. Presence of toothless. No teeth. Toothless beak. Okay. And adapted for seed eating. They are eating seeds of the grains or seeds eating beak. Okay, they are adapted. Now, in case of this class Mammalia, there are so many varieties of animals are again found under this Mammalia. So evolution, during the evolution of this class Mammalia, we find that there are so many different varieties of group of animals are found under the Mammalia, and these are like we can see which some are adapted, like in seal lion, or you can see the blue whale, which is also mammal. Okay, the largest animal on this planet. Okay, and some animals are adapted for living in very cold climate, in glaciers. Okay, and some are adapted to very dry climate, like desert. Like in camel, we see the adaptation is such a way they are able to live very easily in case of a dry condition. Okay, like desert. So in case of Mammalia, so many different varieties of animals are found in different types of habitat, and they have got both the class Avis are birds, and they have got four-chambered heart. So both this as well as this have got four-chambered heart. Chambered heart. Okay. Class Mammalia, they are actually the viviparous. The important features to be noted down is the viviparous. They lay birth to young one. They do not lay eggs. In case of aves, they are oviparous. Okay, so these amphibians, this class up to aves, they are the oviparous. Oviparous. That means they lay eggs. Class Amphibia, Reptilia, and class Avis, they lay eggs. Okay, but in case of Mammalia, we find that they do not lay eggs. Rather, the development of fetus takes place within the body of the mammal, and when it's fully developed, then they give birth to the young ones. So that is called viviparous. So mammals are viviparous. Okay, and some other features are also there, which is very notable features. That is the presence of hairs on body, presence of hairs and external pinna. presence of hairs. Okay, on body surface. Then external pinna. And another very important point is that is the presence of mammary gland. Okay? Mammary gland. This mammary gland is highly active and functional in case of the females of the mammal, this class Mammalia, and they use it as milk gland to nourish, to feed uh, the young ones, okay, the infants after giving birth. Okay, so these are the features of different groups of the phylum Chordata. I told you phylum Chordata is divided into two subphylum, that is Protochordata, and the subphylum Vertebrata. Then again, this Vertebrata is divided into two division, Agnatha and Methystomata, and again this Methystomata is divided into two superclass, that is Pisces and Tetrapoda. In case of Pisces, they bear fins, but in case of the Tetrapoda, they have limbs, okay, like hand and legs. In case of Pisces, this is the chondrichthyes and osteichthyes, means cartilaginous and bony fishes respectively. In case of Tetrapoda, Amphibia, Reptilia, aves and mammals. Okay, Vertebrata have some general features like they are warm-blooded and cold-blooded both, dorsal nerve cord and paired gill pouches. They have the vertebral column, which is developed from notochord. So notochord that is present in the other chordates, which is not developed into vertebral column, this is developed into, but in case of vertebrata, notochord is developed and changed or modified into vertebral column, and it is very well persistently present in the individual's body. Now, in case of chondrichthyes, these are the cartilaginous fish. Example, shark, and osteichthyes, bony fish. Example is the rohu and catla. Mouth is ventral in case of the shark, okay, or the chondrichthyes, and in case of the osteichthyes, it is terminal, okay. And the gills are not covered by operculum in chondrichthyes, and gills are covered by operculum in bony fishes. Amphibians are first tetrapod, and for the first time, animal came out of the water, and they adapted to some extent. They adapted to live on land. Okay, so amphibians can live both in water and land, so are called amphibians. Means both, amphi means both, and plant and life. So both mode of life is found. Skin is glandular, respiration through skin and lungs. And frogs and toads are the examples of the amphibians. Reptilia, dry skin as they have, and they have claws on the digit there, and they are first vertebrate to completely live on land. Forelimbs are modified into wings in case of the birds or class aves. Presence of feathers, and they are toothless beak. They are four-chambered like Mammalia, and Mammalia are viviparous unlike other three classes. Only Mammalia are viviparous, and others are oviparous, they lay eggs. And external pinna and the mammary glands are other feature. So this was all about the division of the chordata and the division of the chordata. So this was the, okay. So after this class, we will send you the daily practice paper. Okay. So please go through that, and you can download and go through the DPP. Okay, when you log into your academic booster, click on the resources, and then you will find the link called writing material. Okay, so solve and answer those questions and send back to us for our evaluation. Thank you for joining and listening today, and we will tomorrow again meet.